welcome to the 40th championship game of the Hawaii Collegiate Summer League here at Maryknoll School on Tony Solito Court. Gary Dickman bringing you the action along with the coach, Tony Solito. We've got a great matchup in store. Just a few minutes away, the two top teams in the regular season, Electricians Hawaii and Chosen Few. Both teams at 7-2 in the regular season. Both teams winning their semifinals game by 15 on Thursday night. We're in store for a great championship game. I know it's a hard game to pick, Tony. What are your initial thoughts on this championship game?
Well, I think, whenever you play a championship game, anything can happen. I've been involved in a few of them where I was an underdog, and I think it was a lot easier for me to win the game because everybody thought I was an underdog. And then I've been a favorite, and I thought I was going to win, and I didn't win. So I've been on both sides of the coin, and, it's somewhat interesting for me in the past, and I can't wait till tonight because I kind of have a favorite because my Chosen Few has two of my ex-players on it, so I kind of like them. And I kind of think that Electricians Hawaii should be the favorite.
I think it's hard to pick a favorite, obviously, with both teams being tied for first place, so that means we're in store for a great game. We will be interviewing both head coaches in just a minute. As I mentioned, we had both teams win by 15 in Thursday's semifinal action. Let's take a look back on Chosen Few and their 15-point victory on Thursday night as they won that game 85-70. We're watching some of the highlights right now. Matthew Ching with the long jumper for three. They beat National Fire on Thursday. National Fire was 0-9 in the regular season, won their playoff game, and came a little short against Chosen Few. Scott Cotto, one of Tony's former players, with a long jumper there. Got Matthew Ching driving baseline there as well. Chris Crawford out of Campbell High School, left-handed layup for Chosen Few as they have that 15-point victory. And as I said, these teams are evenly matched in the standing. And if you look at Thursday, both teams winning by 15. For Artie Wilson's Electricians Hawaii's team, they won 96-81 in a game of runs that was back and forth. They had a commanding lead. Wolf's strategy partners came back twice, a little short as we look at some highlights right now. A lot of great three-point shooting, of course. As you would expect, Derek Lowe, the leading scorer, after leading foul trouble early for Electricians Hawaii, ends up with 20 points as we watch them in the second half of the victory over Wolf strategy partners. And again, a lot of good three-point shooting. Kona Makala taking it to the basket there. And we've got Derek Lowe with a pass to Berivois from UH Hilo making that basket. And we're in store again for a great game. We're just a few minutes away from tip-off. What we are going to do now is get the two head coaches here. We're going to get Artie Wilson set up. Artie Wilson, no stranger to not only playing but winning championship games. And Artie, this is, I guess, where you expect it to be on Saturday night in the final game.
Well, every season, it's our goal to win the league. And tonight we're playing, we have that opportunity. We're playing a good team in Chosen Few, and this is where we had wanted to be. This is what we had been planning to be, and we're here now, and hopefully my guys will come out and perform.
Well, Artie, you've been here before, and I'd just like to know what player or players on the opposing team do you think you have to watch out for?
Well, Kyle Pate is probably the key guy for Chosen Few. He and Matt Ching, both of them do a nice job of handling themselves, and they make limited mistakes. So we've got to defend both of those guys real well. And then we want to go up and down the floor. We don't want this to turn into a bruiser basketball game on the inside. We don't have as much on the inside, but we'll compete, and I'm excited about it.
Derek Lowe on Thursday night after the victory said the key to the game was defense. A lot of these games in the summer league, you see a lot of great offense from players, but he said it was the defensive effort in the second half that won the game for you guys.
Well, our team, we do talk about it, and we do focus in on it, and when my guys buy into it and go out there and perform, they usually can have a few runs and do something pretty special. Tonight, we know we'll score the basketball. That's not a question. We've just got to make sure that we get multiple stops against them and not give them runs. And if we can do that, I like our chances.
Now, is Derek Lowe going to guard Kyle Pate?
Not the entire game. I've got a number of guys who can do that.
Derek Lowe is the best defensive player in the league.
He's a tremendous
without a doubt.
He's a tremendous defender.
Without a doubt. It's not even close.
Yeah, tremendous defender, but I'm not going to have him play against Kyle the entire game. But in the second half, I probably would see him against Kyle.
I'll ask you one last question before we let you go. You've been in this position so many times. Where are all the championship trophies? I ask you this every year.
You know what? I don't really know. I've got 4 or 5 of them in my house in the storage. I've got a couple in my office. I don't know. I mean, I'd like to start giving them to some of the players, actually.
You've got enough.
Yeah.
Well, wish you good luck. We might talk to you after the game, but it's going to be a great one. Thank you so much for joining us. That is Artie Wilson from Electricians Hawaii. And now we are going to be joined by the head coach for Chosen Few. John Lane's going to come over here in just a second. He's going to do his best to make sure that Artie Wilson does not have an opportunity to get another championship trophy. And John Lane coming down with us now. John, I haven't seen you play this year, but you seem to be one of the players who have played in this league many of these years. Now that you're coaching, what's the biggest difference?
It's not too much of a difference because I kind of felt I was a player coach for the last few years. So these guys, they're easy to coach, great chemistry, and we had this unit together for so long that makes my job easy.
Now, I asked Artie the same question. What player on the opposing team do you think you have to worry about the most?
Ooh, it's kind of two of them, you know. Derek Lowe will set the pace. He'll kind of orchestrate things, get everything involved, and he's going to have a real quiet 20, 25. It's normally what it is in Summer League. Kai Wong is usually the flamethrower, you know. He can erupt for 30, 40. Doesn't get everybody else involved as much, but, you know, he can erupt and blow a team out all by himself.
Have you been in the championship game as a coach before?
This is my first year coaching.
Any nerves?
No, not at all. We've been here as a franchise 11 times. I think we won 7 times already, so we're trying to make it number 8.
Well, it's the top 2 seeds, both teams 7-2 in the regular season. We are looking forward to an exciting championship game. Good luck, John. Thanks for joining us.
Good luck,
right,
Johnny.
John Lane, the head coach of Chosen Few. We are just a minute or so away from the starting lineups being announced. We're going to have that in just a second. They also are going to have, in just a minute before the tip-off, a moment of silence. We heard yesterday the sad news of Dami Lynn Nash, head coach Bob Nash's wife from the University of Hawaii, passed away Thursday night as a result of cancer. Stunning news. Very nice lady. I like what somebody had written on her Facebook page. Always saw her with a smile, and she will be missed. Our prayers go out to the Nash family, and there will be a moment of silence conducted here on the court right before tip-off. So we're going to take a slight break for that as the coaches are giving final instruction to their team. The championship game on Olelo TV, both teams tied for first place. It's going to be a great game. I think it's going to go down to the wire. We are in for a treat. Hopefully you guys will enjoy the game as well. Got a lot of celebrities here. We have head coaches from the ILH here, from different schools. We've got our statistician, Frank, the stat boy, is here. So you know it's a big game with a championship game about to start. And we're going to take a little break for the moment of silence and be ready with the jump ball in just a minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention? May we have a few moments of silence in remembrance of Domalyn Nash, wife of Coach Bob Nash and mother of Bobby Nash, who passed away a few days ago. Thank you very much.
And we are back getting ready for the jump ball for Electricians Hawaii. The starters, number 12, Derek Lowe. Number 23, Kona Makala. Number 21, got a little bit different spelling of his name. Had a good game Thursday. Randon Berenvoigt from UH Hilo, number 21. Patrick Matthews, number 24. And also out of UH Hilo, Kai Wong, who flies in from the Big Island for these games. So Kona Makala will be jumping center for Electricians Hawaii. For Chosen Few, number 21, Scott Kato. Number 15, Kyle Pape out of Iolani. Number 12, Kavika Smith out of Damien and HPU. Number 22, and that is John Marsteller out of Gordon College. And the final starter, number 14, and that is Matt Ching out of Orange Coast College. No Jay Stavita in the starting lineup. Kato versus Makala for the jump. We are underway for the championship game of the Hawaii Collegiate Summer League. Jump is controlled by Kyle Pape. They move from left to right. Pape covered by Lowe, so we see that matchup early. Over to Marsteller, down low. He gives it over to Kato, tries to post, but loses the ball. Kai Wong picks it up, looking to run. Doesn't have the numbers. Pass it over to the corner for Berenvise. He'll try a long three, hits the front of the rim short. Kavika Smith with the rebound. Over to Kyle Pape. Coming up the left side. Man-to-man defense for both teams. Goes around the screen. Matthews tries to pick him up, and Pape throws the ball out of bounds, but it is deflected off of Electricians Hawaii. Chosen Few will retain possession. 21 seconds on the shot clock.
You know, I think one of the biggest things that people probably should know is that the greatest ability that any player can have is availability. Availability is very important. You're no good if you're not playing. And both of these teams' players have played the entire year. So it's really a feather in their cap.
Pape with the ball over to Kato on the left wing. Nothing there. 6 on the shot clock. Ching with the ball. Pull up for a 3. Shot is no good. And the ball will go out of bounds. One thing we're seeing tonight, Tony, for one of the rare times this season, long benches on both sides. We have seen games where there have been 5 against 5. Both teams have, I think, 4 and 6 bench players for Electricians Hawaii.
Well, I think these are the best 2 benches in the league. I said before in the other last game, I thought that the Electricians Hawaii has the best bench, but Chosen Few is not far behind.
Al Kai Wong with a missed shot in the lane, controlled by Kato. Over to Matthew Ching, brings it up the right side, covered by Wong. 0 score so far with 18:46 left. Ching goes around the screen, now covered by Matthews. Nothing there, gives it up top to Kato. Covered by Kavika Smith, 2 HBU teammates in the pass. Kyle Pape with the ball, gives it down low to Kato. Ball is tipped as he tries to pass it down low. McCullough gets it, goes way up high for the steal. He'll try to go coast to coast, and the layup is short. Goes out of bounds, almost out of bounds. Barenboy saves it out of UH Hilo. Over to Wong. Derek Lowe will try a 3. And that is good for Derek Lowe. We are on the scoreboard here at 3-0 Electricians Hawaii. Pape with the ball, crossing midcourt slowly, covered by Derek Lowe. Kato now thinks about a 3, and he'll try it. And that is good for Scott Kato, the big guy, hitting a 3 over in the left wing. Derek Lowe with the ball, tied at 3. Covered by Pape. Goes around the screen, but nothing there. Comes back behind the back pass to Barenboy. Down low to McCullough, nothing there. He gives it back out to Barenboy. He'll drive baseline. Scoop layup is no good. Tried to reverse, but a little short. Kavika Smith with another rebound.
Great scare by Scott Cotto, and he kind of lost his attention span and missed the shot.
That'll do it, won't it?
Sure will. He's a big body.
Seems to have never aged all these years playing in the Summer League. As Kavika Smith tried to 3, that is short. Wong with a rebound. Behind the back dribble. Got a 3-on-1 break. McCall over to Barenboy. This scoop layup is no good. A little too strong on this one.
Another scare by Cotto.
Kavika Smith with the ball. Now covered by Derek Lowe. 17-10 left in the half. Over the corner, Kavika Smith, covered by Lowe. 14 on the shot clock. Nothing there. Kavika Smith to his left, now to his right, backs up Derek Lowe. Goes to his left, Lowe knocks it away. Kavika Smith gets the ball, bounce pass to Matt Chang, but it's stolen. Lowe almost moves to the ball. Barenboy has it on a 2-and-1 over to McCullough. He'll pull up, right-handed shot is good by Kona McCullough. 5-3, Electricians Hawaii. Matthew Ching with the ball. Covered by Wong. Goes right into the lane, nobody there. Late coverage there, and it results in an offensive foul. Matthew Ching saw the opening, but Barenboy recovered quickly, got his ground, and it was an offensive foul on Matt Ching.
Tough. That's a tough play to teach guys to take, but Barenboy did a great job giving up his body, and he was hit full speed, believe me. Full speed.
And we just saw the replay on that, the fact that Ching had the right idea. He had an opening on the right side, goes in, and Barenboy gives him credit for not only reacting and helping out, but getting his feet down and feet down in time, causing the offensive foul. Now, a couple of players we haven't seen, I imagine we will very shortly. Gibson Johnson. You will hear this name a lot this season out of Salt Lake Community College, wears number 55 for Electricians Hawaii. He is a new player for UH. Just got here a few weeks ago. This is only his 3rd game in the Summer League. I imagine that's the reason he's not starting, hasn't played as much as some of the other players. And he is on the court right now coming in, Gibson Johnson. And as he comes on the court, he realizes he's not supposed to be on the court and takes a seat.
I think he's the biggest player they have, too. I think he's around 6'7", 6'8".
Derek Lowe with the ball, covered by Kyle Pape. Both out of Iolani. Two of the better ones out of Iolani, and there have been some great ones. Al Kai Wong drives baseline, spins to his right. Shot is good. Nice shot by Al Kai Wong. Tough shot to defend. 7-3, Electricians Hawaii. Ching with the ball. Left-handed dribble, covered by Wong. There's a screen. Goes around, and now mismatch with Matthews is on him. Gives it over to Kato, cutting to the basket, but the ball is deflected. Al Kai Wong saves it to Barenboy. He drives, and now gives it to McCullough. Driving the lane, a little contact, no call. Shot is missed. Tony McCullough thought there was a lot of contact Ref doesn't agree, and now Kyle Pape running 3-on-3 now. Chosen Few pulls it back out. Pape still with the ball. Gives it over to Cacho. Nobody open, and we're going to get an offensive foul.
Chosen Few has too many turnovers. That's their 4th turnover already, and they're empty. They haven't had a shot at the basket on these turnovers. Too many of them.
That foul is on, but it is the second team foul
Scott
for Chosen
Cotto.
Few. Low with the ball and a 4-point lead. And now we've got Ryan Reyes in the game for Chosen Few. He's covering Derek Lowe. Baron Boys with the ball. Covered by Pape. Shot by Wong is good. A 3-pointer by Al-Kai Wong. We've seen this many times this season. Ryan Reyes, by the way, comes in for John Marsteller. And Reyes with the ball. 10-3 lead for the Electricians. Reyes out of Farrington High School. Kavika Smith, right baseline. Kavika Smith with the ball, nothing there. Ball deflected by Derek Lowe, loose ball, and Pape will pick it up. Shot clock down to 5, but it's intercepted by Wong. He will have an uncontested layup for Al-Kai Wong. 12-3 Electricians Hawaii. And that is Al-Kai Wong, 7-3 of this league.
That lead
Haven't
is,
made every game, so that's kind of a lot.
that lead is based strictly on Electricians Hawaii's defense. They've just destroyed them defensively.
Pape tries to go around screen, nothing there. Pulls up, gets it to Ching in the left corner. He's defended heavily by Wong and knocks the ball away. Loose ball, and we're going to get a jump ball. Good battle with Kona McCullough and Kavika Smith. Possession arrow is Electricians Hawaii. They have the 9-point lead, 14:25 left in the half. Another player we expect to see a lot of tonight, Jace Tavita, former starting point guard for the University of Hawaii. Played overseas for a year or two, is back working in Hawaii. He comes in for Chosen Few.
Chosen Few's 5th turnover in a row.
Replaces Kavika Smith. Low with the ball, covered by Pape. Screen isn't there. Still with the ball. Behind the back pass to Patrick Matthews. He'll drive baseline. Shot is no good off the backboard, but he gets the rebound to McCullough. Gives it back out to Lowe. That shot is good by Derek Lowe. 15-3 Electricians Hawaii. I don't think John Lane or Dave Patterson expected this kind of a start. Artie Wilson, on the other hand, did. DeVita now trying to post up McCullough. Passes it back out to Ching. He'll try a 3. And that is good by Matt Ching out of Orange Coast College. Nice shot. 15-6. It's been a while since Chosen Few has scored. Low of the ball. Tries to drive baseline. Lose the ball. Back up top to Baron Boyd. Now to Al-Kai Wong. Pulls back. Tries a 3. Hits the rim. No good. Rebound to Vita. Jace Tavita bringing the ball past midcourt. Finds Ryan Reyes. Will try to drive baseline. Contact but no foul. Shot is no good off the backboard. Reyes controls his rebound. Up and in. Ryan Reyes. Good decision not to give up on that missed shot, where some others would. Baron Boyd comes down the other way with an easy layup for Electricians Hawaii. 17-8. Ching with the ball. Over to Tavita. Tries to drive on McCullough. Tried the left-handed shot. No good, but he is fouled by Kona McCullough. Jace Tavita will go to the line for 2.
I am so impressed with the Electricians' defense. They have just played terrific defense on them. They haven't even given up an easy shot. Not an easy shot tonight.
Jace Tavita at the line. Shot is good. When he was at the University of Hawaii, he was not the best free throw shooter. He really worked on it. Did so many other things well. He led the Big West in assists. Did a lot of great things for UH. Did a good job three-point shooting. But the free throws were an issue. You can tell he has worked on that.
Well, since he's come in, they've steadied down a little bit, and he seems to have given them a lift.
Second shot is short. 17-9 Electricians. Al-Kai Wong with the ball, getting instructions from Artie Wilson. I really wonder what those instructions are. Gives it over to Lowe, right wing, covered by Crawford out of Campbell. Derek Lowe tried to fake. Drive to the basket, reverse layup is no good. And the rebound, Scott Cato. Over to Reyes, back to Jace Tavita. Tavita with the ball, crosses midcourt, covered by Wong. Going to drive and spin, loses the ball.
Another turnover, 6 turnovers already.
And that was Drew Viana who stole the ball, just came in the game. Over to McCullough, cutting to the basket, easy layup for Electricians Hawaii. John Lane complaining to the ref that his player was fouled on the other end. The referee does not agree. Crawford with the ball. Downloaded to Tavita, covered by McCullough. Goes to his left, Right-handed shot is off the rim. No good. He almost gets the rebound, knocks it out of bounds, off of Tavita, and Ao Kai Wang will inbound for Electricians Hawaii. 12:02 left in the half. 19-9 score early on, a 10-point lead for the Electricians. And now we've got Gibson Johnson out of the University of Hawaii checks in, covered by Kavika Smith. 6'8" forward goes up, and he will be fouled, I believe, by Matthew Ching, who came over to help from the weak side, and it is on Matt Ching. This is our first glimpse of Gibson Johnson tonight. The last time you and I have seen him, he was playing in a game where the other team's head coach had to play, and it was kind of a mismatch there. So now we're going to see him against a younger defender in Kavika Smith.
He had a successful career at Salt Lake Community College. You signed him after that. I think he averaged double figures. I know he averaged double figures for the time he was there.
First shot is good. I believe he averaged over 20. They had an unbelievable record of like 32-3 or something like that.
Well,
at
Salt Lake City Community College is always good.
Right. Both free throws are good by one of the newest members for the University of Hawaii, number 55, Gibson Johnson. 21-9, Tavita with the ball, goes around a screen, he'll drive in the lane, nothing there. Gives it to Kavika Smith. Shot is short, goes out of bounds off of Kavika Smith. Nice idea by Jace Tavita. Get the pick, and Kavika Smith kind of held back and rolled to the basket, and the shot was just a little short, but a good idea by those guys. Derek Lowe with the ball, crosses midcourt. Covered by Jace Tavita. Over to Vienna. Drew Vienna in. Helped defeat his brother Dean the other night in the semi. Oscar Pedroso in the game out of Chaminade. He makes a turnaround jumper off the glass. 23-9, Electricians, 14-point lead. Chris Crawford with the ball. We also have Chris Young in the game for Chosen Few, number 11, out of UH Hilo. And Ryan Reyes about to report in the game. Jace Tavita with the ball, covered by Ao Kai Wang on the right side. Nothing there. Gives it over to Crawford. He'll try the shot from 18. It's short. And Drew Vienna with a rebound. Gives it over to Derek Lowe. Got Pedroso cutting to the basket. What a pass by Derek Lowe. Saw the open guy on the other end of the court. Got him right in stride. Derek Lowe can score with the best of them. He can also pass with the best of them. 25-9 Electricians. Kavika Smith with the ball up top. Over to Chris Young. Covered by Pedrosa. Nothing there. Drives baseline. Back up top to Tavita. 12 on the shot clock. Across to Kavika Smith from the baseline. That shot is good by Kavika Smith. From the left baseline. 25-11. Pedrosa with the ball. Pulls up from 16. Shot is short. Chris Young with the rebound. Jace Tavita with the ball. It's like Electricians Hawaii looking to run it every opportunity.
They just seem to be out quicking them so far. Chosen Few is too slow getting back on defense.
Right.
Much too slow.
Crawford with the shot. Left-handed shot is no good. Ball is tipped up and is controlled by Derek Lowe. 10-minute mark of the first half. Drew Vienna with the ball. Gibson Young, nice pass down low to Pedrosa. And he stepped on the out-of-bounds line. Kavika Smith with really good defense there, causing the turnover. Chosen Few will take over. Coming in for Chosen Few, Kyle Pape will come in for Chris Crawford. Ao Kai Wang will take a little bit of a breather, as Randon Berenvois will come in, number 21 out of UH Hilo. Pape with the ball, covered by Derek Lowe. Goes left, pulls up for a three. Front of the rim and back, no good. Berenvois with a rebound. I've been impressed with Randon Berenvois the last few nights out of UH Hilo. Derek Lowe with a no-look pass to Gibson Johnson. Wow.
Berenvois is a very, very good athlete. He's very quick, and he seems to be an intense player.
Another great pass by Derek
That
Lowe.
was his third length of the court passing for a layup.
Jace Tavita comes back, gets a bank shot, no good, gets his own rebound, puts it up on the left side. Jace Tavita with a putback, 27-13. Another time to run for Electricians. Vienna spins in the lane, nothing there. Up top to Berenvois, to Gibson Johnson. He'll try a three, and that is good. Nothing but net for Gibson Johnson. Somewhere Aran Ganat is smiling. 30-13. Did not expect this midway through the first half of the championship game. Kyle Pape down low to Tavita. The ball is knocked away, and Berenvois picks up the loose ball. We're going to have a foul on Ryan Reyes. Not sure exactly what he did there.
And that's their 7th turnover without a shot. It's just killing them. absolutely destroying them. They're not getting a shot at the basket on a possession. Too many empty possessions. They just don't.
That was away from the ball. Didn't quite see it, but Electricians Hawaii inbounding. Derek Lowe with the ball, covered by Ryan Reyes. Great athlete out of Farrington. Goes around the screen. Reyes is still with him. Pulls up for the three, and Derek Lowe's three a little too strong. Tavita with the rebound. He looks to run. Covered by Pedroza. Little stutter step. Goes in the lane. Left-handed move, and the shot is a little short. Off the rim to the right. Pedroza gets the rebound over to Barenbois. He'll spin to the basket, and the ball is knocked away by Kyle Pape. Loose ball on the ground, and went out of bounds. We cannot see who that was off of, but the referees do. It'll be going over to Chosen Few, as we're going to have a timeout on the court. 8:18 left in the first half. 30-13 is the score. And we've got Gibson Johnson with 7 points. 7 points already early on off the bench. There's a little injury on the court, and the officials and head coach Sean Lane are going over there.
I think it's Kyle Pape.
Kyle Pape, who dove for that ball. Not sure where he got injured, but he did dive. Good hustle play there. He looks to be okay. Hopefully it's nothing more than just getting the wind knocked out of him temporarily, as he's still got his hands on his knees. We'll keep our eyes on Kyle Pape. Wow. Chosen Few has a deep bench. They need Kyle Pape in the game.
Yeah, they need him offensively. However, as I said before, they're just turning the ball over too many times without getting a shot at the basket, and it's really hurt them offensively. As a result, there's 8 minutes to go, and they have 13 points on the scoreboard. I mean, that is just not gonna do it.
Okay, you're the head coach. You're down by 17. You know your team is very good. They've proven it throughout the season. What is John Lane telling his team? How do you slowly get back in the game? Because first of all, that's the right way. You don't try to make it up at once.
Well, I think
but what do they do?
I think you've said the exact word. You have to slowly get back into the game. But what you must do is stop Electricians Hawaii from scoring on the fast break. Derek Lowe has just literally destroyed them, throwing the ball the length of the court and scoring on uncontested layups.
Gibson Johnson inbounding in the far corner for Electricians. Over to Pedroza. Barenbois with the ball. Over to Vienna. Drew Vienna over to Pedroza. He'll try a three off the screen. No good. In and out. Scott Cotto with the rebound. And I think we got a wet spot on the floor. Yes. So they're just going to wipe that out right off the inbound line, right in back in front of the Chosen Few bench.
Well, I think that, I hope that Chosen Few makes a comeback so we can see the game tighten up a little bit. Make it a lot harder for the Electricians to shoot the ball so well. They've shot the ball extremely well.
Pape with the ball over to Tavita, up top, covered by Pedroza. Looking for a screen that's not there, so he'll try a three, and that is short. It's an air ball. Kyle Pape has not scored in this game yet. Pedroza with the ball, and I believe he is going to be called for traveling. He was going to go in for the layup in front of the basket, so a little defense went under the basket, but that took an extra step. And as we're watching the replay, you can see him getting covered heavily by Ryan Reyes. Hand up forced him to go underneath, resulting in the turnover. Good defense by Ryan Reyes there.
Artie's calling that a Euro step, and he doesn't agree with the call.
Well, I don't think Artie Wilson ever agrees with a call that goes against his team. If there was an award for the coach who complained the most in this league, and nothing wrong with it, it goes to Artie Wilson. But he also has the most championships, so you can't argue with that. Cotto spins baseline, nothing there, but he's going to get going to be a foul called on Electricians Hawaii. Gibson Johnson, a little too much body there. Scott Cotto spun and went baseline. Ryan Reyes inbounding over Drew Vienna. 7:27 left in the first half. 17-point lead. Cotto with the ball up top, over to Kyle Pape. Tries to go around low, he does, but he gives the ball back up. Cotto with the ball, he loses it. Gibson Johnson on the ground, tips it to Drew Vienna.
Cotto's fifth turnover.
Vienna with the ball, he gets it knocked away by Reyes, but still loose. Both guys on top of each other. Looks like Vienna had the ball and calls timeout. Good hustle by Ryan Reyes, good hustle by Drew Vienna. And a smart play by Vienna, not only to get the ball, but realizing a player was coming at him, calling the timeout. Good hustle by both guys there. Scott Cotto is right there ready to take the ball away from Drew Vienna, and he had the sense to call timeout. Smart play. One of the things I believe you have to do if you're chosen few, if you're John Lane or Dave Patterson, is tell your team you've got to get back on defense. It's one thing if they're hitting the threes, you can't allow them to get those fast break opportunities in the amount that they are getting.
They've had 4 uncontested layups going the distance of the court. And I think the advantage in the forecourt as they're going on the fast break has been like 3 and 4 to 1. There's only one guy getting back for chosen few. They got to get people back. They got to get them back.
Drew Vienna inbounding. Drew Vienna at Shoreline Community College now. Over to Berevois. Back to Vienna. Derek Lowe posting up Reyes. Turns around. Pulls up for the shot. From the wing. Nothing there. A little too strong. Kato with the rebound. Jace Tavita with the ball. Covered by Berevois. Nothing on the right side. Tavita looking for an opening. Nothing there. Kato on the left for the 3. Hits the back of the rim. Rebound by Berevois. Over to Derek Lowe. Over to Pedroso. Running as usual. Ball is blocked by Scott Cato. Scott Cato, a guy you coached out of Colorado High School. He reminds me of a guy like Charles Oakley. Doesn't really say a lot. Blue collar all the way. Doesn't always look to score, but always gives up his body and is so strong.
Well, his rebounding has kept him somewhat under control, and he's done a great job on the boards for chosen few. He's the best rebounder on the floor.
Another guy who doesn't seem to have aged at all from his playing days at HPU. Alkai Wong back in the game. Going to get a screen by Gibson Johnson. Doesn't use it. 17 on the shot clock. Now goes left, pulls up from the free throw line. A little too strong. And the rebound, Ryan Reyes. Another guy can really get up there. Pape with the ball. Covered by Vienna. Pape trying to go around a screen, but wasn't there. And we're going to have a foul call. And I believe it's going to be on James Davis, number 22, just checked in the game. Instead, they're going to call it on Drew Vienna.
Here we are with 6 minutes to go in the first half, and Electricians Hawaii has only 4 fouls.
That's good, though. In the other game, we had one of the teams that got in foul trouble early. At least neither are near the bonus at all yet.
Yeah, it just shows what great defense they're playing, though. It's absolutely terrific.
Ball down low to Cotto, covered by Gibson Johnson. Little muscle there. Get some space, nothing there, and the shot is short, but controlled by Matt Ching. Pape with the ball, covered by Vienna. Going to get screened by Cotto. Goes around it. Goes to the basket. A little too strong. Kavika Smith with a rebound, and it is good by Kavika Smith. Got Cotto hitting the ground on that screen. No call. Alkai Wong with the ball. 30-15 the score. Gibson Johnson, covered by Scott Cotto. Back to Wong, covered by Reyes. Going to go around the right. Drives in the lane. Wong pulls up. One-handed shot is short. Another rebound for Scott Cotto. He's got to have close to 10 already. Matt Ching all by himself. Thinks about a shot. Drives in the lane. Waits for a teammate. Has Ryan Reyes on the right. Cotto on top. Gives it over to Kavika Smith. Bring back to the three-point line. Over to Ching. He'll drive right. And he will be fouled by Berevois, I believe. And it is. Randon Berevois out of UH Hill at a 6'3" guard gets called for the foul.
Now, Electricians Hawaii has been held to 30 points for about the last 2 or 3 minutes. They haven't scored a point. And slowly but surely, Chosen Few is catching up a little bit. They've been stuck at 13, and now they're on 15.
Pape with the ball, goes around a screen, drives left into the lane, gives it back out to Ching. He goes past Wong. Nothing there except for Drew Vienna. And because Drew Vienna is there, it'll be an offensive foul. That's the second time Matt Ching has driven in the paint and gotten called for an offensive. Good defense by Electricians Hawaii. You talk about this a lot. It's hard to get guys to play defense, especially in these leagues. When you're sacrificing for an offensive, give credit to Artie Wilson's Electricians Hawaii players.
Well, I mean, there's 4.5 minutes left on the clock, and they only have 15 points. And it's not because they're not shooting well. It's because, first of all, they haven't had a lot of shots because Electricians is playing such terrific defense, and they've turned over the ball once again because of the Electricians' defense. Not just turnovers that happened, they're turnovers that were caused by Electricians Hawaii.
Kyle Pape's scoreless. I'm not sure if he's taken more than 1 or 2 shots.
Well, he can't. He's being guarded. He's not a very quick player.
Well, he took the
begin with.
layup a minute ago,
Yeah.
just a little too strong off the backboard.
He's not a very quick player, and so he's been able to be handled by the guards from Electricians Hawaii.
And if anybody knows him, it's Derek Lowe, who has covered him most of the first half. Wong with the ball. Goes around the screen. Far left corner to Drew Vienna. James Davis sets the screen. Vienna goes around it, covered by Kyle Pape. 11 on the shot clock. Wong with the ball. Covered by Reyes. 5 on the shot clock. Drives in the lane. Shot is short. Air ball. Gibson Johnson with a rebound and put back for Gibson Johnson. Another smile for Ron Gannott. 32-15, their first basket in a while, Tony.
Yep.
9 points for Gibson Johnson. Pape pulls up. Still without a point. Shot is short. Rebound, Drew Vienna. Shoreline Community College. Wong muscling for position. Just pushes Reyes out of the way. And Reyes back on Wong, who has the ball. 14 on the shot clock. Trying to find Gibson Johnson down low with Kavika Smith fronting him. Good pass over the top. Gibson Johnson with a little fake and puts the ball up and in for Gibson Johnson. 11 points for Gibson Johnson. Guy didn't start, got about 1/3 of their points. 34-15, 3:35 left in the half. Tavita drives baseline, nothing there. Back up top to Kato. He fakes and drives into lane, goes in for the easy layup. Very few defenders are going to get in the way of Scott Kato when he's driving in the lane like that. And with that size, he is an effective guy driving to the basket. Wong with the ball, covered by Reyes. Goes right, nothing there. Fakes the ball, but goes up, ball deflected and
Great
taken away by
block
Chosen
Reyes.
Few. Pape with the ball, goes around Gibson Johnson. He'll pull up
One
for a
time.
3 in the left. That isn't short again. Almost every shot by Kyle Pape as far as
It's hit the
jumpers have
front
been
of the
short, front of the rim. And Artie Wilson will call a 22nd timeout. 3:01 left in the first half. 34-17 Electricians Hawaii. You and I have said this every night this week, Tony. When you're down by double figures at this point of the first half, if you're Chosen Few and trailing, what you want to do is get it to a more manageable score, maybe single digits by halftime.
Well, I agree. I mean, I think that's what you have to do. The only problem is Electricians Hawaii is stopping them from doing that. As I said before, there's way too many empty possessions. They don't get a shot at the basket because of the terrific defense that Electricians is playing. This is the first game in the Summer League, and I've watched almost all of them, that I've seen a team play regular collegiate defense. First time. They're very good and they're very physical. Very physical.
I think we've seen a lot more defense over the years. 10, 20 years ago, it was all scores in the 120 range. Now you see games that are lower, but that's because of the defense.
Well,
And
they're
we're
not going
seeing
to be
that
in the
tonight.
90s tonight, I can tell you
Not
that.
at this rate. Derek Lowe pulls up for a long 2, hits the front of the rim and is off. Kavika Smith with a rebound. Chris Crawford back in the game. Over to Kyle Pape. Crawford came in for Matthew Ching. Ball is knocked away by Drew Vienna. Drew Vienna, another heads-up play. Tries to get over to Al Kai Wong. The ball is deflected, but Al Kai Wong still gets it. Tries a baseline layup, and it is good. Good hustle by both Al Kai Wong and Drew Vienna on another great defensive effort and another steal.
An empty possession. They never got a shot. Just
Chris
never got
Crawford
a shot.
drives in. McCullough back in the game. McCullough will foul Chris Crawford, who will go to the line for 2. 2:13 left in the half. Only the 16th foul on Electricians Hawaii. The next one will result in a 1-and-1. Chris Crawford, the left-handed shooter. Shot is no good out of Campbell High.
Quick little young man.
Second free throw up, and that is good. Nothing but net. 36-18. Wong with the ball, covered by Tavita. Over to Lowe, covered by Pape. Gibson Johnson fakes, pulls up, nothing there, gives it over to Wong. Trying to get the pick and roll working, nothing there. Wong still with the ball. He's going to drive, pull it back up. 9 on the shot clock. Wong will pull up for a long 3. Nothing but net for Al Kai Wong. We've seen that so often tonight and over the years. 21-point lead now. Not the way Chosen Few wanted to end the half with 1:40 left. Pape with the ball over to Tavita. Al Kai Wong with 12 points in the first half. Tavita with Layup, no good. Had a tough angle there. Gets his own rebound over to Smith. Covered by McCullough. Back up top to Pape. Lowe seeing the screen, so sags off. Calls a switch. Now Gibson Johnson over Pape will try a long three. Again, hits the front of the rim. Electricians Hawaii running. Wong over to Gibson Johnson. He'll try a three and hits the back of the rim. No good. Pape with a long rebound. He's looking to run. Over to Chris Crawford. Spins in the lane. Gives it over to Kavika Smith. The end almost got it. And Kavika Smith with a bank shot. Gibson Johnson got there a little too late. 39-20. Less than a minute left. McCullough with the ball. Over by the baseline, gives it up to Johnson. He'll try a shot. Got 8 feet, and that is a good bank shot for Gibson Johnson. Gibson Johnson and Al-Kai Wong have combined, I believe, on 33 of the 41 points, if I have that right. We'll get that verified. For Gibson Johnson, that's 13 points, and Al-Kai Wong, 25 of the 41 points.
38 seconds.
I know Derek Lowe's got a handful as well. 38 seconds left in the first half. 8-second differential on the shot clock and the game clock. 8 points for Derek Lowe. And the shot, as we mentioned, Derek Lowe, he hits a three. 44-20. And that is 9 for Derek Lowe. We're getting that confirmed now. With 0 statisticians the other night, we've got them all over the place tonight. Thank you, Frank. Playing for the last shot. 5 seconds left. Crawford with the ball. Drives in the lane. Loses control. Gives it over to Kavika Smith for a three. Hits the rim. No good. Tip is no good. And that will end the first half. 44-20 in the 40th championship game of the Hawaii Collegiate Summer League. Electricians Hawaii looking to win another championship. They've got so many. Artie Wilson has lost count. We'll try to get a number on that a little bit later. Chosen Few has won several championships as well. This is the first time John Lane is coaching, trying to get a championship. He's been a player coach and a player for all this time. And as we go back 40 years, I remember watching these games 30 plus years ago in the 80s at Kailua Rec Center. How far back do you remember going back watching these games, Tony?
They used to play in the Armory. I know that, the Armory. And they played at Kaimuki High.
I remember those years too.
They played out by the airport. What was that place out by the airport?
For the Block Arena.
No.
Bradford?
Right before you go to the airport. So I've been to about 5 or 6 gyms watching them play. And when we were an NAI team, it was legal to put your entire team in there, and we used to do that every summer because I thought it really gives you a big advantage playing your club. And a lot of the kids came back to play in that too, so that was a good experience.
If some people are wondering, I've had these questions over the years, why isn't Ron Gannat here? Why wasn't Gib Arnold here or Bob Nash? There's a rule. This is sanctioned by the NCAA. Division I head coaches, for whatever reason, are not allowed to attend these games in person. I believe because it's a dead period. You're not allowed to recruit. You're not allowed to have contact at certain times. But they are not allowed to be in these gyms. I do remember when Bob Nash at one point did come, but he came as a father to watch Bobby Nash in these games. You were Division II coach at HPU. You were allowed to come anytime, right?
Yes, Division II can come anytime. NAIA, we could come all the time. But Division I, there is a limitation. You cannot come. So that's why those guys aren't here. It's not because they don't like basketball. It's because they're not allowed to be here. Or I can guarantee you they'd all be here because, I'm sure any basketball coach loves to come out and watch his players play. So that's probably why they're not here.
We do have some scoring updates at the half. Again, the score 44-20. Yes, you heard that right. 44-20 at the half. For Electricians Hawaii, they are led by Gibson Johnson. Came off the bench, has 13 points for the Electricians. Al-Kai Wong with 12, Derek Lowe with 9. Almost a quiet 9. I believe they're all 3-pointers for Derek Lowe. Those are 34 of the 44 points
Derek
for
Lowe?
the Electricians.
Oh, Derek Lowe has 9. I thought you said Kyle Pape.
For Chosen Few, Kavika Smith with 6, Scott Cato with 5, 11 of their 20 points. All right, Tony, I'm going to put the coach's hat back on you again. What are you telling your team first if you're a Chosen Few? What adjustments are you going to make? There's time left, but again, down by 24, you can understand if the team, the players are thinking this game is over. As a coach, you don't want them thinking that. How do you get them prepared mentally?
Well, I don't know what he's going to do with. I don't know how he's going to handle it with chosen few. First of all, John is the first year coach. He's probably never been in this situation where he's down by 24 at half, and he's probably never been in this situation where I don't know what the shot chart looks like. I've always been a big shot chart guy because I like to look at them so I can see what's going on offensively. And they haven't taken a lot of shots at all. Not at all. The defense of Electricians Hawaii is so good that they just simply have stopped them defensively. So he's going to have to tell them to be much more patient. Now, they have to slow the pace of the game down because Electricians Hawaii is just literally running right by him. They have 10, 12, fast break points, and there's been nobody back for chosen few. They just went right by him. So I think he has to address those two things, and you cannot drift. What people do on defense is they run back even with the ball. You can never run back even with the ball. You must get back on defense so you're facing the ball, so you can have some lateral movement. If you're running back with the ball, you can only go one direction, and that's back. You can't go laterally, because you're moving backwards. Very, very difficult. So they have to get back and face the ball on defense, which they haven't been doing. It's absolutely destroyed them, and it's giving Electricians Hawaii easy layups, and they're not exerting they're not getting fatigued, so they're ready to play strong defense. After scoring an easy basket, you always play good defense because you're not tired. When you run up and down the court like chosen few, you're tired, and it leads to poor defense.
I think also, as you say that about getting back on defense and not being even, when you're back on defense, you can kind of clog the passing lane. Maybe get an arm up and maybe stop these passes where guys are cutting to the basket. Another advantage of being back on defense.
And the other thing I think that's very obvious, if you're a spectator who's watched the Summer League, or you're an ex-coach like I am, or you're a very intelligent observer like you are, listen, this game proves a point. When you have the best player in the league, it's very, very hard to defend him. Derek Lowe is so good. He hits the three. He handles the ball. He's made great passes. He's by far, I mean, there isn't a guy in this league that can get anywhere near him playing defense. And his high school coach is here watching him. So he really wants to put on a good show. And as a result, I think, personally, he's player of the game so far in the first half without any challenge.
Doc Mukaishi is here, former Iolani coach, as you mentioned. I see the current Punahou coach here. Darren Matsuda is here. A lot of former players in the stands as well. Now, if you're Artie Wilson's team, you were in a situation on Thursday where you had 20-point leads, chipped down to 5, chipped down to 7. I'm sure he's reminding his team that don't think the game is over. Don't give them a chance to get back in this game. So what are you telling your players if you're Artie Wilson, besides that, as far as don't be complacent?
Well, I think this is the most intense I have seen Electricians play all year. I'll bet you they haven't taken more than 3 or 4 3-point shots, and they haven't given up any 3-point shots. Their perimeter defense is outstanding, and as a result, Kyle Pape, the leading scorer for Chosen Few, has been held to not too many points at all, if he's scored at all. So I would say keep up the defense intensity, and if they don't snap out of this scoring slump that they're in, they're going to have a hard time even coming back. The game may get out of hand completely.
One thing you and I do know as far as coming to these games for 30-plus years for both of us is that no lead is safe. Teams have come back. We've seen it this summer. We've seen it every summer. So with a 44-20 lead, a 24-point lead for the Electricians, they know that this game is not over. We'll see how much of a run Chosen Few has in them, and we are looking forward to the second half. We are going to take a look in just a second at some of the first half highlights, and then Tony and I will be back with the second half of the championship game here at Maryknoll School on Tony Solito Court for the 40th annual Hawaii Collegiate Summer League Championship game. How'd you try? How'd you try?
Smells so good. Beautiful.
Watching this game.
Second half starting at Marion Old School. Tony Solito with Gary Dickman here. 44-20, the halftime score. Electricians Hawaii with a commanding lead. Chosen Few with the ball. Kyle Pape with the ball. Covered by Gibson Johnson to start the second half. Pape with a pull-up. This shot is good. Maybe he's getting the other basket, giving him better luck.
Why it's good? It was good, Gary, because he had his shoot over Johnson, and he got some arch on the ball. Before he was shooting the ball too flat, and it kept hitting the front of the rim. But he had his shoot over.
Same starters for both teams except for Gibson Johnson. He tries a three to match up what just happened with Kyle Pape. And Gibson Johnson now with 16 points, 47-23 Electrician. Matt Ching with the ball, gives it over to Pape. Now covered by McCullough. Goes around Gibson Johnson there, a little too much contact, and Ryan Wells will call the foul. Ryan Wells, a great official here in the state of Hawaii. He's done Division I games. He has done the Maui Jamaui Invitational as well here for the championship game. Ryan Reyes with the ball over to Ching, covered by Wong. And had a screen and nobody picked him up. So he has the ball, drives in the lane now. Scott Kato with a pull-up from 17, hits the front of the rim, no good. McCullough with the rebound, over to Derek Lowe. Lowe with the long pass to Gibson Johnson, gives it back to Wong. Left corner, spin move, drive to the basket, one-handed shot, hits the front of the rim, no good, and he is fouled. And I believe they're going to call an offensive on that. Wow. On Al Kai Wong.
That was it. Wow.
Didn't quite catch the replay. A little surprised at that watching it live. But the officials are not wrong.
I'd like to see that replay, Gar.
And as I was saying about Ryan Wells, definitely one of the best officials, if not the best, in the state of Hawaii. I will never doubt him. Matt Ching about to inbounds for Chosen Few.
And what school did Ryan Wells play for?
I do not know. Was it HBU?
Chaminade.
Aha.
He was a three-point shooter and a good one.
Pape with the ball, drives in, a lot of contact. We could hear that from here. They're going to call a foul if the ball goes out of bounds. And still trying to see who the foul is on.
Baranobis, I think, Gar.
Still trying to figure out who that foul is on. And they're calling an intentional foul now. Baranobis getting called for the foul, it looks like. Wow. I know there was a lot of contact, as we said, and we could hear the contact from here, but they called an intentional foul. It'll be 2 free throws on the ball for Chosen Few. Pape with a free throw, it is good. 4th point of the game. Second free throw. Good. Maybe this is a break that Chosen Few needs, getting a chance to get 2 points with the free throws and now the ball, trying to make it a 4-point play or more. 47-25. Kavika Smith inbounding. To Ryan Reyes, hesitate with the defender there. The ball gets knocked out of bounds, and it'll remain Chosen Few basketball. Kavika Smith inbounding. Gives it over to Pape, covered by Derek Lowe. And those two guys know each other so well. Derek Lowe knew when the ball was going up, a little smile on his face as he knocks it out of bounds. Pape was about to shoot a 3. Kavika Smith inbounding in the far corner. 25 on the shot clock. Ball deflected off the Ching. Scott Kato with the ball. Reyes now, he'll pull up the free throw line. High arcing shot is no good. Rebound, Gibson Johnson over to Lowe, over to Al Kai Wong. Ball's knocked out of bounds by Kyle Pape. Al Kai Wong inbounding right in front of us. 18-15 left in the half. Derek Lowe with the ball, covered by Reyes. Drives baseline, nothing there. Still going down low, nothing. Throws it over Baranobis. He'll try the 3, and that is good for Randon Baranobis out of UH Yellow. You and I have both been impressed with him the 3 nights we've seen him this week. Pape with the ball. Lowe tried for the steal, and Pape makes the 3. His first 3 for the night. Second 3 of the second half, excuse me. 50-28. Wong with the ball. He'll try a long three. Hits the back of the rim. Long rebound. Controlled by Derek Lowe.
Oh, carried the ball.
Al-Kai Wong pulls up.
Call it,
Shot
call
is
it.
good. Nice move by
Ryan.
Al-Kai Wong. 52-28 Electricians. Ching with the ball. Covered by Wong. Goes left. Back up top to Kato. Fakes, but takes a shot from 6 feet. Short. Wong with the ball. Here's Kona McCullough all by himself. McCullough with a one-handed dunk for Electricians Hawaii. Nice play. Heads-up pass and a heads-up play by McCullough to break to the basket. 54-28. Ching inbounding. Needs somebody to get the ball to, as nobody is helping him. Wow. Costly turnover for Chosen Few. We'll talk about that more in a second. Bernobis has the ball. Saved it from out of bounds. Pate interception. Now to Kavika Smith, and he'll get the easy layup for Chosen Few. Derek Lowe with the ball over to Wong. Wong goes left. Gives it back up top to Gibson Johnson. Long three is good again. Very impressed with Gibson Johnson in this game tonight. Didn't start, but is the leading scorer for Electricians Hawaii with 19 points. Ching with the ball. Down by 27. Pape has the ball, almost loses it. Pulls up for a little fadeaway, and it is short. Gibson Johnson with a strong rebound.
Wow.
Passes midcourt over to Wong. Thinks about a long three instead. Throws it out of bounds. Al-Kai Wong thought he was going to have Lowe there, but did not see the pass. Chosen Few a minute ago, Tony, on that inbound. Nobody helping out for Matthew Ching to inbound it. So he throws the ball, lazy bounce pass towards midcourt. Easy interception for Al-Kai Wong. You've got to be smart in that. You can't let up turnovers that way.
Well,
Ching with the ball. He tries a three, no good. Kato with the offensive rebound. Up top to Jace Tavita, checks in. Thurnova's covering Tavita. Pape with the ball. 18 on the shot clock. Ching drives in the lane. Nice little right-handed shot to avoid the defender from Matthew Ching. 57-32. Wong with the ball. Over to Derek Lowe in the left corner. Long three from Derek Lowe. Hits the back of the rim. Rebound, Ching. You got nobody there, but he goes to the basket 1-on-3, and he gets the layup to drop. Nice play by Matthew Ching. Kind of hesitated for a second, got the defense to hesitate, and then went on and got the easy layup.
Well, they're a little bit more active this half offensively, so a little bit more successful also.
7 points from Matt Ching. Low with the ball, drives baseline. Reverse layup is really high and out of bounds. Very rare to see a missed shot like that from Derek Lowe. And checking in the game for Chosen Few, we haven't seen him for a long time since he started. John Marstella out of Gordon College comes in for Kavika Smith. Marstella started, only played a few minutes, and we haven't seen him since. Ching with the ball, covered by Wong. Pape goes around a screen, gets the ball, drives in a lane, pulls up, and the one-handed shot is good by Kyle Pape. 10 points this half for Kyle Pape. Bernobis with the ball. He drives baseline, and the shot is good. Good heads-up play by Randon Bernobis.
But they cannot let that happen all the time. They get beat coming back on defense. That's about the 5th or 6th time tonight that they've been beaten.
Ching over to Tavita. Tavita pulls up, leaves it over to Kato. Back over to Pape. He'll pull up from 17. In and out for Kyle Pape. Tavita knocks the ball over, but Gibson Johnson picks it over to Wong. Over to Derek Lowe. Pass down low to McCullough. Right side, Bernobis. Back up to Wong for a three. Nothing but net for Al-Kai Wong. As he waves to some of the fans in the stands here at Marino School. 62-36. Ching with the ball, covered by Wong. 17 points for Al-Kai Wong. Gibson Johnson now on the switch. And Ching tries to layup, uses the backboard, no good, but Kato gets the rebound and puts it back in. Tough to get the ball over Scott Kato. It's tough to defend him when he goes up for those shots. 62-38. Wong goes around a screen. Kato on him. Al-Kai Wong wants to shoot a three, it looks like. And instead it pulls up, and he is held by Scott Kato. And in the NBA, that might have counted, but no continuation like that here. And Scott Cato trying to defend, almost daring Al-Kai Wong to shoot the three. Al-Kai Wong with a fake goes in the lane, and Scott Cato was forced to grab his jersey there. Al-Kai Wong inbounding under his basket. 13:32 left. He finds Derek Lowe cutting to the basket, no good. And it is Chris Young checking in the game with a rebound, number 11 for Chosen Few. Trying to get some help. Gets it to Scott Cato. Jace DeVito with the ball. Left side. Covered by McCullough. DeVito looks down low. Chris Young wasn't really open. Up top to Scott Cato. 8 on the shot clock. Kyle Pape with the ball. Goes left. 3 on the shot clock. They better hurry. And Pape pulls up. Wild shot is no good. That is one of the more loudest and unusual 30-second shot clock buzzers I have heard.
No, it's annoying shot clock noise.
It is. Al-Kai Wong with a 3, no good. Chris Young with the rebound. Over to Jace Tavita. Covered by Gibson Johnson. Drives left. Ball is no good. Covered by Chris Young. And Chris Young not happy about the contact from Al-Kai Wong. And they are separated. Wasn't really much for Chris Young to complain about from what I could say, and they shake hands.
That he's been way too
One thing about Jace DeVito, when he drives in the left lane, he's using his right hand on those layups. And you wish he could use his left hand, maybe be a little bit more effective.
Yeah, but Al-Kai Wong is way too demonstrative for me. You know, he doesn't have to be that way.
Pape with the ball, tries to find a teammate down low, it doesn't, and they get a fast break. And Conan McCullough with a one-handed dunk, it is no good. Hits the rim and is off. Ball is still retained by Electricians Hawaii. Baranobis with the ball to McCauley. Misses this shot, but he is fouled. Loses his headband, misses the shot, but he will go to the line for 2. John Lane will be calling a timeout. 12:15 left in the second half. 62-38. I don't remember many, if any, championship games, Tony, where there's been a double-digit lead, maybe even 20 points or more in the first half. And obviously right now it's a 24-point lead. That's kind of rare for a championship game.
Well, it's rare for these teams, especially since Chosen Few beat them the last time they played, and they were leading by 17 at half and eventually won the game by 1 point. I think it's very unusual. The two best teams are playing, and I'm a little bit disappointed the way they're getting manhandled by Electricians Hawaii. And they are getting manhandled. I mean, this is not a type of win where they're playing okay and they're losing. Electricians is just dominating them from the minute the game started until now, and have increased the lead to 24 points already.
You know, we talked about taking a higher percentage shots at halftime. For Chosen Few, a higher percentage shot is a shot in the paint. And you've got some three-point shooters, but you don't really have post-up players. I mean, Scott Cato has that side. That's not his overall strength, and he can do it at times. But you've got a lot of guys, including Scott Cato, Kyle Pape, Jace Tavita, and others shooting threes. Those are not the high percentage shots, and it has cost them not taking many around the basket.
Well, like I said, I don't think they've had many chances to shoot the three or to shoot inside the basket, inside the three-point line. They've just been dominated totally.
McCullough's first free throw is good, 63-38. And they've gotten some putbacks off the missed shots and things to that extent, but no real setup plays where they're scoring with a half-court offense and somebody posting up. Second free throw is no good. Jace Tavita with a rebound. Oscar Pedroza checking in the game out of Chaminade for Electricians Hawaii. He covers Jace Tavita. Over to Pape. Covered by Patrick Matthews, all in the game. And the shot is good. Kyle Pape really having a great second half. McCullough spins, nothing there. Covered by Scott Cato. McCullough goes left. Left-handed shot. Wow, off the backboard and good. That was a tough angle for Conan McCullough.
That was a very good shot.
And the inbound is almost thrown away.
Or was he throwing it to Kyle? Who
Right.
was he throwing it to?
It was John Marstell. It was like he was throwing it to Scott Cato. Was not looking, but Kyle Pape picked it up right before it went out of bounds. Marstella with the ball. He'll try a long two. Off the rim, no good. Tried to get the rebound and does. Good hustle by Marstella. Gives it back to Jace Tavita. 11-12 left in the second half. Pedroza on defense. Tavita drive, nothing there. Caught with the ball. 15 on the shot clock. Marcelo with the ball, bounces it over to Derek Lowe. Derek Lowe, unfortunately for him, plays in the other team. Al Kai Wong now with the ball. Spin move in the lane. Shot is good by Al Kai Wong. 19 for Al Kai Wong. 67-40. Pape slowly advances past midcourt. Tries to get a screen, but Lowe is right there. Kato with the ball at the three-point line. Back up to Pape. Drives left, nothing there. Picks up the dribble. Over to Jace Tavita. 8 on the shot clock. Tavita drives in the paint, and he will be called for an offensive foul. The third offensive foul in this half. In this game.
It's the third in the game that Electricians have taken. They've done a great job closing off that drive to the basket. Absolutely terrific.
Smart basketball by the Electricians Hawaii team. Kona McCullough will take a little bit of a break as Drew Vienna checks in the game. Drew Vienna, he's not going to get you 20 points necessarily, but he makes so many hustle plays, makes so many smart plays, and is a very good shooter. Love his defense as well as his offense.
Very good player, very tough player.
He has the ball now, posting up Chris Crawford who checked in the game. Good pass to Derek Lowe on the other side. Shot is off. Vienna tried to tip it in twice, 3 times, no good, but they get the ball. Matthews picked it up, and we're going to have a kickball.
No.
Chris Young, I don't know why he can complain, but he got called for the kick. Drew Vienna inbounding. And we have a whistle. And I'm not sure if they're calling a foul on that play.
No.
And I saw a number of a jersey called in by the rest, but I guess they're just for the kick. Oscar Pedroza with the ball. Goes around a screen, nothing there. Over to Matthews. Tried to pick and roll, nothing there. Kavika Smith driving on the right side. Shot it short, but he is fouled by Patrick Matthews. Patrick Matthews out of Bryant University. He's been in this league several years. Real steady player at 6'5". Kavika Smith at the line for 2. Kavika Smith was looking for a place to play college basketball. And I remember you telling me this story over 10 years ago. You were in the place where he was working selling shoes, and he just asked you for a chance. He said, just give me a chance, coach, and I'll play hard for you. And the rest is history.
I just happened to be in the right place at the right time.
Second free throw. I thought he was a very, very good player for you at HPU. Good player at Damien, and he coached Damien for a while, too.
Very good athlete.
Derek Lowe over to Pedroza, drives in, pulls up, tries to use the backboard, nothing there. Ryan Reyes in the game with a rebound over to Chris Crawford. Crawford going coast to coast. Defense is right on him. Patrick Matthews did foul him. Crawford would have had a tough angle there and did, but he knew he was going to draw contact and got to the we'll go to the free throw line for 2 free throws. 67-42, the score. Chris Crawford out of Campbell High School. And also Northwest Nazarene. Got 1 point tonight. Free throw is good. 67-43, 9:34 left in the second half. Second free throw is good. 67-44. Derek Lowe with the ball. Covered by Kyle Pape over to Wong. Reyes right on him. Wong fakes left, goes right. Uses the backboard, and good by Al Kai Wong. And that is, I believe, 21 points for Al Kai Wong. Crawford almost loses the ball. Good defense by Patrick Matthews. Chris Young with the ball. Over to Reyes. Crawford now pull up from 3. Back to the rim, no good. Rebound Wong. Less than 9 minutes left. Matthews with the ball. Gives it over to Derek Lowe. Bounce pass to Pedroza down low. He's kind of held. No call. Loose ball picked up by Chris Crawford. And now we have a foul on Drew Vienna. Yeah, I thought Pedroza was held a little bit as he drove baseline there. No call by the official. As Matthew Ching checking back in the game for Kyle Pape.
Well, with a 25-point lead, Electricians is just treading water. They're waiting for the time to run out. It doesn't look like Chosen Few is going to make a comeback at all. They're not.
Not only is the point differential against Chosen Few, but now the clock as well.
Yeah.
Free throw is missed. The 1-and-1 by Young. By Crawford, excuse me. Matthews with the ball. Pulls up. 6-footer is short. Chris Young with the rebound. Over to Reyes. He'll try a three. No good. Ball is knocked out of bounds. Off of Matthews. Chosen Few retains possession. You know, Chosen Few hits 2 threes in a row. I mean, they're still out of this game, but again, you still have time to slowly chip away. The problem is that Electricians Hawaii hasn't slowed down a lot.
No.
And that's a problem.
No.
For Chosen Few.
No.
Reyes.
They have not shown any signs of chipping away at anything.
Young with the ball now. Back to Matthew Ching. Gets Crawford cutting to the basket. Shot is no good. And those kind of misses are going to be the reason you're down by 25. Pedroza with the ball. Covered by Smith. Vienna posting low. Gives it up to Matthews. The free throw line pulls up from the elbow. Shot is good by Patrick Matthews. 71-44.
Once again, that Electrician has the best bench in the league, and once again, you can see it. Guys coming off the bench are playing extremely well for them.
Well, one of the guys was Gibson Johnson, who did not start for Artie Wilson's team. He's their leading scorer, I believe. I know Kai Wong has 21. We'll get Gibson Johnson's points in just a second. He's got 19 off the bench. Missed shot. Smith with a rebound. Over to Chris Young. Drive to the basket. A little bit of contact, and we'll get a whistle. And I believe that foul, I'm not sure who was on. It might have been on Derek Lowe. 18 fouls on Electricians Hawaii. Really not an issue, though, the fouls, either for the team or individually. Well, we're going to have a couple of free throws.
They've definitely lightened up on their defense. They're not playing as good a defense as they were in the first half, but they're still playing good defense.
Chris Young at the free throw line. Shot is no good. 2-shot fouls. He was in the active shooting. Derek Lowe will get a little bit of a breather. Brandon Baranobis back in the game out of UH Hilo. Second free throw. Good by Chris Young. 71-45. Pedroza with the ball. Covered by Young. Fouled by Young. And, you know, it's not going to affect the game too much, but that kind of a foul, that kind of a defense, totally unnecessary. Only the 14th foul on Chosen Few. And even with a 26-point lead, Artie Wilson is finding something to complain about. Want to make sure he's earning his pay tonight. Had to get a few words in there. Wong with the ball, covered by Reyes. Over to Vienna. Cross court, Pedroza, he'll try a three. Nothing but net for Oscar Pedroza. Great shooter out of Chaminade. 29-point lead. Ching with the ball. Covered by Baranobis. Post up, nothing there. We're going to have a foul. Baranobis thought it might have been a jump ball. Might have gotten a little bit too much of his hand or arm. And we will have 2 free throws for Matthew Ching. Now, there's a number written on a piece of paper. I have no idea what it means. Matthew Ching with 7 points. Now 8. We are using the official Hawaii Collegiate League Summer League score sheet paper here. No shortage of the paper that we have here. We're using only the finest. And we thank Frank for doing a great job. And his assistant, Ben Benjamin. Second free throw good by Ching. Which would make it 9 points for Ching. 74-47. Wong with the ball.
27-point lead.
Vienna gets the ball, posting Crawford. Goes to his left. Also to his right, using the backboard, no good. Rebound, Ching. James Davis in the game. He'll get called for a foul. That was a tough one. Not a lot of contact there. You talk about how Kai Wong, Tony, you and I have been watching him for years. He not only played at UH Hilo, he lives in Hilo. He flies over, goes back and forth on his own expense for these games. He hasn't made every game, but he's been in a number of them, and you got to give a guy like that credit. He cares about basketball, loves to play so much that he pays his way over here numerous times throughout the season.
Well, I think Al Kai Wong is an example that a lot of young guys should follow. when he first came out to play in the league 8 or 9 or 10 years ago, he was a okay player. I mean, he was an okay college player. I think now he has worked himself up to be one of the top players in the state of Hawaii, without any doubt. I know he's in his middle 20s, but he's very strong, he's very quick, he's very aggressive, he's a terrific three-point shooter, and he's very confident in his play. So, you know, it shows what you can do if you work on your game, and as you get older, you develop into a good player.
Definitely one of the better players in the league. Wong gets the ball to Baranobis. He misses the baseline drive. No good. Davis with the rebound misses, gets his own rebound. Ball is loose, and it'll go out of bounds right in front of our cameraman, and it will go to Chosen Few. Should mention that the Hawaii Hammerheads, a semi-pro team out of the ABA, will be starting play, I believe, in early January. Al-Kai Wong will be on the team, Kona Makala on the team. Also from this summer league, P.E. Min and Jeremy Robinson are part of that league.
Of which, without a doubt, Al-Kai Wong is the best player of that group.
And I believe you and I will be doing radio broadcasts for those games starting in January. Crawford pulls up, no good. Vienna with the ball. Trying to go coast to coast, drives in, uses the backboard, and is good. Drew Vienna, smart play. Didn't have an angle, but with the backboard he did. 76-48. Kavika Smith tried the shot. He will be fouled. You know, I know the score is out of hand, obviously. I do give Chosen Few credit. They're not quitting. I mean, they should know that this game is going to be virtually impossible to win at this point, but they're not giving up on the court. They're still trying to score and defend and run. They are a little bit outmatched, but I like the fact that they're playing hard.
Well, I think that's very admirable, and John Lane is very much in the game as a coach. You know, he's still on top of the game every play and everything, and I think that's terrific that the guys do this, that they don't give up, even though we know. Even though I think that they don't have a chance in heaven to.
He's trying to be nice or diplomatic about that.
Chance in heaven to win the game.
I mean, at this point, it would be a more than a major miracle to come back at 76-49. Pedroza with the ball. Baranobis now. Dribbles left side, nothing there. Gives it back up top to Pedroza. He'll try a three with Jay Tavita in his face. Tough shot by Oscar Pedroza. Jay Tavita right on him. I think Artie Wilson was telling him to use the clock, but Pedroza had nothing else to say except I made it. Kyle Pape with the shot. Had a really good second half. Drew Vienna with the ball. Less than 5 minutes now left in the game. 79-52. And Ching with the foul on Baranobis.
Well, you know, I think that shot by Kyle Pape, you know, it's a lot easier to really shoot well when you're winning by a lot or losing by a lot. Because in the first half, I thought Kyle was a little bit tight, and as a result, he missed a lot of shots by hitting the front of the rim.
What a shot by Al-Kai Wong.
Al-Kai Wong is just a terrific three-point shooter, though.
Not only did he put up the numbers and the points, but some of those shots, you just shake your head, how did he do that? And that was one of them. Kavika Smith from the far corner tried to three it short. Vienna with the rebound. Contact, no foul. Still has the ball, covered tightly by Chris Young. Gives it over to Wong. Little fake, pulls up for a three. Al-Kai Wong with another three. Wow. For him, that was an easy shot. But for us, I think they would all be difficult. But he is kind of in the zone right now.
That's 30-point lead.
Pape with a three. That is good by Kyle Pape. Exactly a 30-point lead at 85-55. Pedroza with the ball, double team, trying to find somebody, and he will throw it off of Chris Young. Out of bounds. 3:46 left in the second half. As Artie Wilson looks like he's emptying his bench. And we have got Jason Zariello, number 10, out of Kamehameha, checking in the game. Number 14, Drew Uchiyama, checking in the game out of Iolani. Zariello with the ball, gives it over to Wong. And he'll pull up for another long three. Hits the rim, is off. A rare miss for Al-Kai Wong. Cheng with the rebound, long pass to Reyes, and he loses the ball out of bounds. Nothing is going Chosen Few's way. As they will have a couple of substitutions. Number 22, John Marcella, checking back in the game. Matthew Ching will sit out the rest of the game. Kyle Pape also out of the game. Kavika Smith back in. Zariello with the ball. Out of Kamehameha. Over to Bernobis. Long three. Uchiama, that is off. Ball is knocked away by Bernobis, and he will be called for the foul. Really impressed with his play, number 21, Randon Bernobis out of UH Hilo. Good hustler, good shooter, plays good defense as well.
I wonder where did he go to high school?
It doesn't. I just see UH Hilo here. I'm going to try to find out more about him. Definitely a talented player. And John Marcello will go to the free throw line. The 1-and-1. Actually, a two-shot foul. They were in the double bonus now. 10th team foul for Electricians Hawaii. 85-55, 3:12 left in the game. Second free throw coming up. We will interview the winning coach after the game, and we will choose a most valuable player and talk to him after the trophy presentation. Second free throw is good by Marsteller. 85-56. Vienna with the ball. Covered by Kavika Smith. Tough defense by Smith. And we've got Wong drive baseline, nothing there. He pulls it back out. Pulls up for a three. Wow. Wow, Alkai Wong. That was a tough shot again. Falling backwards in the far corner, nothing but net for Alkai Wong. And that is 30 points for Alkai Wong. Reyes with the ball. He drives to the layup. The layup is good for Ryan Reyes. 88-58. Drew Vienna with the ball. Over to Zariello. Zariello pull up for a three. Almost blocked. Hits the rim, no good. Jace Tavita with the rebound.
2:23.
Kavika Smith now gets the ball knocked away, but they're going to call a foul on Zariello.
Fouls on Zariello. First personal.
2:21 left in the ball game here in the championship game of the Hawaii College Summer League. 88-58 the score. I wonder if there have been many championship games with a 30-point victory for the winner.
I don't think so.
If they are, it's got to be a very short list.
I don't think so. I have never seen a championship game such a runaway as this one. I mean, Electricians is dominated from the beginning right now, and right now they probably have their biggest lead, 30 points.
Yeah, I can't remember
So they
anyone
have
this
it-
decisive. Kavika Smith makes the free throw, makes both of them, 88-60. Alkai Wong still in the game, surprisingly. Covered by Reyes. Over the top pass to Vienna. Bernobis gets the layup, but does not connect using the backboard there. Tough shot for him. Crawford with the ball for Chosen Few. He'll drive to the basket, little contact, and I believe they're going to call a block.
No basket.
Tadapo, the referee there.
Foul on Zariello.
Zariello with the foul on number 10, and also number 10, Chris Crawford at the line for two. 1:55 left in the game. As we watch the replay there. Crawford's first free throw is no good. I want to thank everybody on the crew here from Olelo. They make our job so much easier, whether it's John Wong back in the truck producing the game, all the camera people, LeGrand here doing a great job with us courtside. Everybody from Olelo doing a great job. We appreciate them. Crawford's second shot is good. As well as everybody working with the Summer League here too. Pat Tanebi and his staff doing a great job. 88-61. McCullough with the ball. Vienna, and they are definitely using clock. Uchiyama with the ball. Over to Zariello. History is no good.
My vote.
Crawford with the layup.
125.
88-63, 120 left. Zariello passes it over Uchiyama, drives baseline, nobody there. Gets it to McCullough. Almost in position for a dunk. Looks like he went off the wrong foot there and missed the layup. Kavika Smith on the other end with a layup. 88-65. 1 minute left in the game. Zariello with a crazy pass, almost stolen. Uchiyama with a shot. That three hits the back of the rim. McCullough with a strong offensive rebound. Zariello now, he'll try a three. That is good. Crowding rough for Jaden Zariello out of Kamehameha. 91-65. Crawford with a three. That is good for Chosen Few. 91-68, 37 seconds left. Chiama with the ball. He'll try a three. Short. Gets held, no call. And Zariello steals the pass. Chiama with the ball. Gets Vienna down low. Zariello fakes. He'll try a shot. It's a long two, way off. Vienna with the rebound. And thought they were going to dribble out the clock. Uchiyama takes the three. It is no good. And now Chris Crawford will take the last shot of the game. And it is a nice dunk by Chris Crawford. Only listed as 5'10". Nice dunk. 91-70 is the score, as we are going to have the clock dribbled out with Tona McCullough. And we do have a final of 91-70. So once again, the Electricians Hawaii are the champion of the Hawaii College Summer League here at Marino School. We will be back with the winning coach, Artie Wilson. We'll also get a player here in just a few minutes. Now, this is one of the few times in all the years Tony and I have done these games, we have a different pick for MVP.
Don't say
Tony
Alkai Wong, because you're just talking about guys making a long jump shot. Derrick Rose played defense.
Tony has Derek Lowe. I have Alkai Wong, although I was just warned not to say that. It's a tough one. I can see it either way. I think both guys played great. I just think Alkai Wong offensively with those points where he had 30. Derek Lowe had 9 points, and I know he did so many other things.
Okay.
How about co-MVPs?
Derek Lowe has a great court demeanor. He does not belittle the other players. He does not make gestures that are unathletic gestures. He's a very, very professional basketball player. He plays the game the way it should be played, period.
So we'll call that a draw. I think we'll have co-MVPs. I'm not sure if our vote matters much. They will have the championship trophy presented to Artie Wilson in just a few minutes. And I can't disagree with anything you just said. I think both guys had terrific games.
And I just like to say it's great working with you, Gary. I really enjoyed myself.
It is fun. Tony
See
Toledo
you
is
next
going to
year.
bid us aloha, and we thank him again for joining us here. Gary Dickman courtside. At the final score, again, is 91-70. Again, we will have Artie Wilson here in just a minute. You will get to see the trophy presentation. And one of our staff members here, we'll just call him Ben, will be getting us a player to interview. And we'll see which player that is. Electricians Hawaii getting ready for their team pictures right now, and the trophy presentation coming up right after that. Not a close game at all. We thought we were in for a very close, intense game. It was an exciting game and a lot of talent, but it was pretty much over early for Electricians Hawaii. They had a great performance. And a lot of photographers out there. The team is wearing their yellow leis. And I'm not sure how many years they have won this, but again, it seems like every time we do these games, it is Electricians Hawaii. I remember a couple of years ago, it was Grant Co-Pacific with Christian Stan Hardinger winning the championship. That's pretty rare. It seems like Artie Wilson's team is always in the mix, and they win another championship game. We will have Artie Wilson here in just a minute, and get one of the players on his team here as well. Okay. So we were waiting for the trophy presentation. Again, a lot of pictures, a lot of congratulations with the players there. So we'll wait a couple of minutes before we get Artie Wilson over here. The scoring leaders for both teams. Even though Tony didn't think Alkai Wong deserves MVP, I will give it to him with 30 points on the night. Gibson Johnson, off the bench, the new University of Hawaii player out of Salt Lake Community College, 19 points. Impressive performance with Gibson Johnson. He had defenders all over him, and I thought that he did a very good job outside and inside and on defense. We do have Oscar Pedroso off the bench with 10, former player from Shamadan. Derek Lowe, Tony's choice for MVP with 9. Kona McCullough with 7 points for Electricians Hawaii. For Chosen Few, and this is kind of impressive when you think about Kyle Pate, did not score in the first half. Tony and I talked about that. He ends up being their leading scorer with 18 points. Great second half for Kyle Pate. Matthew Ching had 10 points. Kavika Smith, 13. And Chris Crawford had 11, including the 3 at the end for Chosen Few. Tough loss if you're John Lane, Dave Patterson, and the Chosen Few team, as you fall a little bit short. Their final record on the season is 8-3. Artie Wilson's team, their final record on the season is 9-2. They both finished in a tie for first place. 7-2 in the regular season. Both teams won by 15 in the semifinals. But Artie Wilson's team, again, gets to come over here in the winner's circle, and we will talk to Artie Wilson now about his championship once again. Artie, first of all, congratulations. This actually seemed that there's such a thing as maybe an easy win. Was it easy at all in your mind?
Well, it wasn't easy because Chosen Few is a good ball club, but I have said to people, I don't do a lot of coach speak. I can tell you the truth, and I thought that if we played as well as we can play, and if they play as well as they can play, that we would beat them. I just felt confident in my team because my team plays real well. Chosen Few is an excellent ball club, but my guys were focused today, and they got into it defensively. And when we played good defense, we're pretty good. Even though we don't get to practice and we don't have a lot of time to spend, the guys have been with me for a long time. They understand some of the concepts that we have. We got a great leader in Derek Lowe. We've got a warrior in Al-Kai Wong. So we have some players who are battlers, and they understand it. And I think Gibson Johnson came in and gave us a great lift on the inside. He played big. He played strong. It was nice to see him on the floor.
We talked about defense with you before the game, something you don't see a lot of over the years in this league, but we have seen more of it in recent years. In this game, Tony Solito and I counted at least 3 charges that your players took, offensive charges.
Yep.
That's something you don't see a lot of, but that goes back to defense, playing tough D and taking those charges, one of the keys, again, to victory.
Well, we understand that if a guy gets beat, we're trying to help, and we talk about that during timeouts. We talk about it before ball games. I've got some guys in Drew Vienna and Kona Makala. Those guys understand how to help each other on defense. Randon Baranovas, who from the Big Island, has been the ultimate warrior for me this year. I love that young guy. He's just a warrior. He plays hard on every possession. The kind of guy that makes you feel good to coach because he never gives you any attitude. He's always trying to do the best thing he can do. And you can ask him, give me this tonight, and he'll go out and give it to you.
Is he still playing for UH?
Yeah, he's going to play at UH Hilo this coming year.
Going to be a player to watch. I was very impressed with him,
He
too.
is a special warrior, and he and Al-Kai Wong work out together on the Big Island. Al-Kai called me earlier and said, man, I got a boy for us for our team. He plays like we play, so please try and get him. I was fortunate enough to get him, and to have Al-Kai and Randon from the Big Island representing the Big Island is pretty special.
I talked about this during the game, and I only know this from recent years of talking with you and Al-Kai Wong. As you mentioned, he living in Hilo and on the Big Island. He comes over here on his own expense several times this summer to come over here. I mean, that is a sacrifice in itself just to pay your way over to play in these games. Talk about the effort that he brings to the team on the court with the 30 points, but also having to come over here on his own dime, basically.
Well, there's a commitment to the team and to basketball, and it's real special. And Al-Kai Wong is very special. He is again, he's another guy I can honestly say I love him. I love the way he plays. He's played for me for many, many years. Sometimes he frustrates me because I think he's coming for a game. He doesn't show up, but then again, I have to look at it and go, it's not like driving from Wahiawa to Manoa or from Hawaii Kai to Manoa. He's coming from the Big Island, from Hilo, no highways, so he's got to fly over. He's made the commitment to come over. He's got a beautiful wife and a couple of beautiful sons. I'm just happy that he gets over here and he can play with us, and I'm proud. I'm proud of everybody that's been on my team because this is our 20 in the last 2 years. I think this is our 22nd victory in the last 2 years.
I thought you were going to say championships.
No,
we've been close to that.
We maybe have 22 of those too. I think I don't really know at this point. I just go year to year, and I'm very happy with my guys. One of the beauties of the team that I have is they're really good guys, and they play hard, and they play together, and they don't play for themselves. They play for the team. And there's something real special about that. To have Patrick Matthews and James, a lot of the guys play hard and they play together. And I think to have Gibson Johnson come in tonight and play with us, we were hoping he'd be here the whole, when he got into town, he had a couple of things that went down and couldn't get here, but I was happy that he found his way here tonight, and I think UH fans will be excited to see him play.
And I believe we'll talk to Gibson in just a minute or two. I just want to talk again about Derek Lowe. You look at the box scores, you see, Al-Kai Wong, 30 points, Gibson Johnson, 19, Oscar Pedroza, 10, Derek Lowe, 9. And if you didn't see the game and you see Derek Lowe at 9, you might think, well, he might have had an off game. But absolute opposite because he does so many other things well. Some of those passes in the first half, full court passes, some no-look passes, finding the open player in stride. Talk about him doing things without the basketball or without shooting the basketball.
Well, Derek is consummate professional. Derek Lowe understands how to play the game of basketball, and he understands what a team needs at a particular time. Derek will assist when he needs to. He's trying to get other guys involved. If he needs to score, he can score it. If he needs to get it to the big guy and get the big guy involved, he can do that. It makes it easy to coach because you know you have somebody on the floor that kind of sees the floor the way a coach would see it. And I play point guard. Derek's been a point guard. We see the floor the same. So I have absolute confidence when he's on the floor, he's going to get it done. And he is the ultimate. I mean, I love having him. I think I'm like Greg Popovich. As long as Derek Lowe plays, I think I'm going to keep coaching.
I was joking with Derek on Thursday night that even though he's not that old, he's been playing in this league so long, he might be one of the older players in this league. Do you remember what grade he was in? I believe he was in high school when he first played for you.
When he first started playing for me, he and Bobby Nash were both sophomores playing for me from Iolani, and they've been with me ever since, and it's a pleasure to have him. But I will say also there's a guy that I don't know if I've mentioned, but Drew Vienna on my team is my Mr. Everything. I can't tell you how proud I am to have him, to coach him day in and day out. He's always here. He always comes. He always competes. And Drew, it doesn't matter if he's guarding a guy 6'1" or 6'5", he will always give you great effort.
Well, congratulations on another championship. I imagine the party is at your house tonight.
Well, we're going to have a nice dinner. We always go out and have a really nice team dinner, so we'll have that, and we'll get ready and get things started.
The new season starts tomorrow.
There you go. It starts
Congratulations,
tomorrow.
Artie.
Thank you, buddy.
Appreciate that. Artie Wilson joining us. We're going to get one of the players over here for a few words as well. And not only is he new to the Summer League, but he'll be new for the University of Hawaii. And Gibson Johnson joining us here.
How's it going?
For the first time getting to talk to Gibson. We'll sure talk to him on radio later on this season. Congratulations on the victory. What has this experience been like playing in this Hawaii College Summer League?
It was fun. There's a lot of good players out here. Get to know more of some of the people. Haven't been here for very long, so it's been fun to come out here and compete.
I guess it's a lot more fun when you win a championship. And I imagine you getting here in the summer, only playing in several games this summer. How hard is it to get accustomed and acclimated to your teammate? Because they've been playing together for a while, but you're kind of the new guy on the block.
Well, if it wasn't for my ruptured eardrum, I probably would have played every game I could have at least, but had to sit a couple weeks with that. But no, it's been fun. You get a feel for what people like to do and strengths and weaknesses, and then you just play to their strengths and weaknesses. And luckily, we were able to come out with a win.
You come out of Salt Lake Community College. Do they have summer leagues in that area that you played in?
Yeah, they do. I played in the Pro-Am there the last 2 years. They have a lot of pros from Europe and ex-University of Utah and BYU players that go and play there, so it's a good league.
We saw you tonight hit three-pointers. We saw you get baskets down low. Where do you see yourself on the Division I level? More so as a 3 or a 4?
More at the 4. I'm a power forward. I mean, I can stretch the floor. I was able to hit a couple shots tonight. Kind of just like an overall game. I'm not going to jump 40 inches in there and dunk on someone, but I'm playing hard. I can stretch the floor, shoot threes, got a good post game, so kind of all-around player for the University of Hawaii. Hopefully we can.
I've said several times on the broadcast this week, and I don't remember the exact number, so I know you can correct me. What was your team's record last year? I know it was an incredible record, but what exactly was it?
I think we ended at 27-4. Maybe six losses. Can't remember exactly. I just know we won the national championship. That's all that mattered to me.
National championship in junior college, so that's pretty impressive. I was saying 33-2. I was a little over-exaggerating that.
So we actually had a better record my freshman year. We had some struggles through region play, but we kind of figured it out towards the end of the season, and we ended up setting the record for margin of victory for points in the national tournament ever. So it was a really special year.
Why Hawaii? Why did you choose to come to the University of Hawaii?
Great people out here. I loved Coach Ganat. I loved the coaching staff. The returners I was able to meet on my visit, really good guys, and I just felt right to me. It felt like it was an opportunity for me to excel and help a program, but also it just felt right. Good guys out here, smart coaches.
You start school pretty soon. What have you been able to do in your free time as far as enjoying Oahu?
Well, I don't really know the area all that well. I'm still getting used to it, so in my free time it's mostly just basketball. But, I mean, we'll go to the beaches and we'll go out, so it's fun. Kind of meeting new people as we go, but Mostly basketball.
Did you get to watch much of the University of Hawaii season last year during the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, so Norm Parrish, who actually was a coach at Salt Lake Community College and then was here, he was
Right.
the original person to recruit me. And so last summer, he was recruiting me, and I was able to follow the team throughout the year. And following them throughout the year, I saw how they played and how they gelled as a team, and winning the Big West in the first game against Cal is a special year, and I wanted to be a part of it.
Well, the fans love their basketball in Hawaii. A lot of excitement with the new players here, hoping to defend the Big West Championship. I'm not sure if they'll be allowed in the postseason, but that's another story.
Still win
but
the
this is kind of the
regular
first glimpse. Everybody has gotten to see you here in the Summer League and on TV tonight. So I think a lot of excitement getting to watch you play and putting up the 19 points that you had tonight. So congratulations on your first of hopefully many championships in the Summer League and for the University
Awesome.
of Hawaii.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Gibson Johnson joining us here on Olelo TV, and that will wrap it up for us here. We thank Kim for joining us and Artie Wilson, and I believe we're going to have another player joining us here, and it wouldn't be the same unless we had Al-Kai Wong joining us here. Done this many times with Al-Kai Wong,
nice seeing
flying in from Hilo and doing a great job with 30 points. And I'll just start with that, because I find that kind of amazing in a way. And I know you talked about it a couple of years with us, but you fly over here from the Big Island just for these games. You pay your own way over here. How tough of a deal is that with money and everything else to be over here for these games?
It's tough, but you know, it's a big risk, but a big reward in the end. I get to play amongst the best players in the state and see where I hang. And for me, it's how I'm going to go down in Big Island history. I'm trying to be the best player to come out of there. So this is the best league. They are the best players, and I'll pay anything. It's priceless in the end.
This game tonight was fairly easy, and again, you don't really want to think of it like that as you're a coach and maybe as a player. You guys were up 44-20 at the half. Were you surprised that you had that margin at halftime?
Kind of. I expected them to make a little bit more shots. We locked down on defense. We were, probably the more athletic team, so we really wanted to give it to them in transition, which we did well. We got the ball pushing up. It helped having Derek Lowe, the best player in the state. Having him this year, we wanted last year. Derek wasn't here, but it's so nice having him. He's such a wonderful player. And Gibson, he played a wonderful game too. It was nice running pick and rolls with him. Very good player.
How tough of an adjustment is it for a guy like you who played with Derek Lowe many years, and a lot of these players for the most part? I know Drew Vienna's been on the team. You mentioned Derek was missing before, but a lot of these guys you have played before. You've got a guy playing Division I basketball in Gibson Johnson, yet you have never even met him until recently. How tough an adjustment, if at all, of playing with a guy like that?
I played, fortunately, at the collegiate level. I went up to Toronto in October for a tryout with the Raptors D-League team. So I've played with good bigs, 7-footers. We run a lot of stuff. I've seen a player like him before, so I kind of adjusted it quickly. Believe it or not, it was the first night I played with him. You can just tell right off the bat how a player is. And I just saw him warm up, take a couple shots, and I knew he got range. So the pick and pop was there, the pick and roll was there. He had nice post moves, and he's playing at the Division I level, so he's got some game,
I want to go back to what you just said a minute ago, and I remember talking about it on our radio show last summer when we heard about that. You getting that opportunity to play with the Toronto Raptors, hopefully to maybe make the team or the D-League. What was that experience like for you overall?
It was wonderful. I learned a lot. I gained a lot of experience. I learned some new workouts that I can do now that I do back at home with some of the guys, and it just brings a little bit more confidence to myself, and it helps me. And it also helps the future of Big Island basketball, that I can bring that top-level workouts and kind of work out the younger kids and the younger generations. But it was a great experience overall. Very good.
Hey, I'm going to talk more about professional basketball in a second, but some of those shots you took in the second half, I'm not surprised because I've watched you enough over these years. You hit a couple of threes in the far corner, one where you were falling out of bounds, another one you were falling backward, and defenders were all over you. How do you make those shots?
I don't know. I guess, I'm one of 7 siblings, so I'm number 5 in the list. Playing with older brothers, they stick their knee out. You got to learn how to adjust to the physical contact, and I'm going way back when I was younger, but as you get older, you got to make. I tend to. It looks like I'm going for a spectacular play rather than the easy one. That's just how I don't know. I like the oohs and ahs, and I want people to. They're coming here to watch, and people at home on TV, they want to see something. They don't want to see a boring game. So I like to do that kind of stuff.
Well, there were a lot of oohs and ahs, and if people want to get to see you play again here in Oahu, you're going to be part of the Hawaii Hammerhead. We'll be doing some of those games on radio, but one of your teammates for Electricians Hawaii, Kona McCall, will be on the team. A couple of other players in this league, P.E. Mins and Jeremy Robinson, also playing. I know that starts, I believe the first home game is in January. We've still got a ways, but that's going to be a fun experience for you guys to be playing professional basketball in the ABA.
Yeah, it's something I'm looking forward to. You know, I'm kind of skeptical about it a little bit because it took off before, but it didn't really follow through. But it seems like Kevin Williams, the president of the team, has a great outline and a plan for it, and I'm on board. And, you know, there's 4 local kids he picked up. I know that he signed 2 7-footers, and across the board there's 6'8", 6'9", 6'8", 6'7" guys. So, you know, it makes me feel a little bit more comfortable, especially playing at a professional level.
Right. Now, I know people want to communicate with you. You're on Facebook where you talk about Big Island basketball. I forget the exact name of the Facebook page, but you give updates and information about high school basketball year round.
Right. I started, it's called Hawaii Hardwood. And what I do is I'm covering Big Island basketball, similar to what Scoring Live does. But we're on the outskirts, we're on the Big Island, so we don't get much coverage. So I try and, you know, expose the kids a little bit and try and help them out by, you know, getting contacts for colleges and just putting them out there on the map. And there's some talent there. I'm from there,
right.
And I think over this next couple years, you'll hear of a couple players coming up.
Well, I used to live in the Big Island, a lot of great talent there. I know that as well, and you're a perfect example of that. Congratulations on the championship game, a great performance with 30 points, another victory for you guys for Electricians Hawaii. We'll see you on the court hopefully in January with the Hammerheads, and I'm sure next summer here as well.
Gary, thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Wong joining us here, the MVP of the game with 30 points and a 91-70 victory, and Electricians Hawaii wins the championship once again. Kai Wong with 30 points. Gibson Johnson, who just joined us from the University of Hawaii with 19 points. Derek Lowe with 9 and Oscar Pedroza with 10. A team victory. Great performance by Electricians Hawaii, and they win yet again another championship in this summer league. We want to thank everybody here at Marino School for helping us to put on this broadcast, from the staff and everybody at the scorers table, and of course John Wong and his staff around here with a camera. Olelo TV did a great job. We're hoping that you enjoyed these broadcasts that we brought you here all during the playoffs, and hopefully we'll get to do it again next year with a great staff once again. Gary Dickman here, bidding you an aloha, and we will see you next time.